Hello everyone, my name is Oktavian Nikky Abprianto, and today I will talk about my scientific writing final exams. So let's start it. First, A. What is AIMRAD or MRAD is a format of a common structure for scientific research paper and reports. The acronym stands for Abstract, Introduction, Methods, Result, and Discussion, and refers to the four main sections that are typically included in a scientific paper. B. Mention 10 kinds of style to write the source of the code. There are many different styles for citing sources in academic and research writing, and here are 10 common styles that are often used. First, APA, American Psychological Association style, MLA, Modern Language Association style, Chicago style, Harvard style, IEEE, or Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineer style, AMA is American Medical Association style, Blue Book style, Turabian style, and Vancouver style. And C, what are the main features of the Mendeley application? Mendeley is a research management tool that helps researchers organize, store, and cite their research paper and sources. Some of the main features of Mendeley include library management, collaboration, reference management, PDF reader, and insight and analytics. The second question is A. What are the main components of scientific article structure? The structure of scientific article typically includes the following components, that is title, abstract, introduction, methods, results, discussion, conclusion, and reference. B. What is research background? A research background is a section of a research proposal or paper that provides context and background information on the research problem being addressed. It includes a review of the relevant literature, an explanation of the gap in the current knowledge that the research aims to fill, and a summary of the research that has already been done in the area. See how to formulate research objective. Formulating research objective is an important step in the research process, as it helps to define the purpose and focus of the research and guide the selection of research method and data collection techniques. Here are some steps you can follow to formulate research objective. First, identify the research question, determine the purpose of the research, identify the target population, formulate specific objective, and review and refine the objective. Continue with the third question. A. What is an inductive mindset? An inductive mindset is a way of thinking that involves starting with specific observation or data and then using that information to form generalization or hypothesis. It is often contrasted with a deductive mindset, which involves starting with a general theory or hypothesis and then collecting data to test that theory. We go to the next slide first because the B is quite long. B. What are research methodologies and methodologies? Research methods are the specific technique or procedures used to collect and analyze data in a research study. There are many different research methods, including qualitative methods such as interview and focus groups, and quantitative methods such as survey and experiments. Research methodology refers to the overall approach or framework used to guide a research study. It includes the overall design of the study, the research questions or hypotheses being tested, the research method and procedures used to collect and analyze data, and the way in which the result will be reported and interpreted. Research methodologies, on the other hand, are the broad philosophical and theoretical framework that inform the research process. These include approaches such as positivisms, which assume that there is a single objective reality that can be studied scientifically, and interpretivisms, which assume that reality is constructed by individuals and groups and can only be understood through subjective interpretation. In summary, research methodology are the specific technique or procedure used to collect and analyze data. Research methodology is the overall approach or framework used to guide a research study, and research methodologies are the broad philosophical and theoretical framework that inform the research process. So continue with the third C. What are the benefits of using the methodology? There are several benefits to using a clear and well-defined research methodology in a research study. It helps to ensure the reliability and validity of the research. It enables the researcher to address the research question. It facilitates communication and replication. It helps to establish the credibility of the research, and it allows the researcher to identify any limitation. And the next is D. What are the points written in the result and discussion chapter? In the result and discussion section of a scientific paper, the following points are typically addressed. First, presentation of the study result. Second, interpretation of the result. Third, comparison of the result to previous research. Fourth is implication of the research. Fifth is the limitation of the study. And the last is conclusion. So go to the next question, is number 4. For A, what is a scientific journal? A scientific journal is a publication that focuses on publishing original research articles in the natural sciences, social sciences, and other academic disciplines. Scientific journals are typically peer-reviewed, meaning that the articles that publish have been reviewed and critiqued by other experts in the field before being accepted for publication. What is the difference between local, national, and international scientific journals? In general, the main difference between local, national, and international scientific journals is the scope and focus of the research they publish. Local scientific journal tends to focus on research that is specific to a particular geographic region, while national scientific journals tend to focus on research from a specific country or region. International scientific journals, on the other hand, have a global focus and publish research from a wide range of countries and regions. C. State the parameter used to determine the quality of international scientific journal. There are several parameters that are commonly used to determine the quality of international scientific journal. These include impact factor, peer review, editorial board, reputation, open access, and indexing. The last question of number 4 is D. What are the Scopus indexes in index international scientific journal for the field of computer science? First, Scopus is a database of scholarly research articles, conference proceedings, and other research output that covers a wide range of subjects, including computer science. Here are a few examples of international scientific journals in the field of computer science that are indexed in Scopus. First is the ACM transaction on computer system. Second is IEEE transaction on computers. Third is ACM transaction on computer-human interaction. The fourth is IEEE transaction on software engineering. And the last is ACM transaction on database system, and there is etc. Fifth last question. What are the forms of ethical violations of scientific publication? Ethical violation in scientific publication can take many forms, including plagiarism, fabrication, falsification, ghostwriting, and conflict of interest. These are just a few examples of the many forms that ethical violations can take in scientific publication. It is important for researchers to adhere to high ethical standards in order to ensure the integrity of the scientific process and to protect the credibility of their work. B. When is a capital letter used in a sentence? There are several rules for when to use capital letters in a sentence. Here are a few examples. First, the first word in a sentence is always capitalized. Second, proper nouns are always capitalized. Third, the pronouns I is always capitalized. Title and position are capitalized when they come before a name, but not when they come after a name. Abbreviations and acronyms are usually capitalized. Question C. What is an effective sentence? State the characteristic. An effective sentence is a sentence that clearly and concisely conveys a thought or idea. It should be well-structured and easy to understand, and it should use appropriate grammar and vocabulary. Some characteristics of an effective sentence include clarity, consciousness, structure, vocabulary, and purpose. Next is D. What is the paragraph structure? The structure of a paragraph refers to the way that the paragraph is organized and the relationship between the idea it presents. A paragraph is a group of related sentences that develop a single main idea or topic. The structure of a paragraph typically includes the following elements. First, topic sentence, supporting sentences, transition sentences, and conclusion. Next is give an example of plagiarisms. Here is an example, the original text. According to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, people who regularly engage in physical activity have higher levels of self-esteem and life satisfaction than those who are inactive. Exercise has also been shown to improve cognitive function and reduce the risk of chronic disease such as heart disease and diabetes. And the plagiarized version is people who exercise regularly have higher self-esteem and are more satisfied with their lives. According to research, exercise can also improve brain function and lower the risks of conditions like heart disease and diabetes. In this example, the plagiarized version has taken the original text and summarized it, but it has not properly cited the source or given credit to the original authors. To avoid plagiarisms, it is important to properly cite any source that you use in your work and to give credit to the original authors for their ideas and contribution. The last question of number 5, give an example of double meaning sentence. A double meaning sentence is a sentence that can be interpreted in two different ways, depending on the context in which it is used. Example: I'm feeling really stressed today. This sentence could be interpreted in two different ways. First, I'm feeling really stressed today could mean that the person is feeling physically stretched, as if they have been doing a lot of physical activity or are feeling tense. And the second meaning is I'm feeling really stretched today could also be interpreted to mean that the person is feeling overwhelmed or stretched thin, as if they have too much to do and not enough time or resources to do it. So that's all from my presentation for scientific writing topics, my final exams. Thank you for your attention and see you.